Auto's team, by the way, on that last pit stop, Jan, that had the scramble to find the air gun. Here is Simon Pagenaud. We'll watch the blend when he comes off the pit lane with Sebastian Bourdais to see where they end up relative to one another for this last dash to the checkers. Here he is, Doc.
Pagenaud has been so frustrated. He was watching Bourdais pull away to an 8-second lead, and he was helpless. They told him, you got to save more fuel, save more fuel. And now he is in. They will put sticker reds on, actually, and they are upping the air pressure. They told the driver they're going to raise the air pressure on these tires. That's important for him to know here in the final stint.
So the difference between one running full out and one saving fuel in that last stint leaves that gap on the racetrack for Pagenaud to try and make up.
At this point of the race, every second makes a difference.
So St. Petersburg, Florida's Sebastian Bourdais back into the race lead. They've likely made their last pit stop unless something unusual happens, which sometimes can.
Car as he comes in the pits.
And here comes Scott Dixon, race leader on pit road now, headed your way, Marty.
They didn't want to leave him out too long. They probably could have gone another lap or so, but clearly, as you guys mentioned, he was losing pace out there. James Hinchcliffe making the turn to come on the front stretch. One thing to keep in mind, on the last stop, they put on scuffed red tires for Scott Dixon, so maybe lost a little bit of pace at the end of that run because of that. We talked about the short fill, but a long stop, over 10 seconds for Scott Dixon and his team. Let's see where he cycles out. James Hinchcliffe has already gone by.
He'll cycle way behind Hinchcliffe and Hunter Ray and Rossi, but he'll able to use a lot more fuel. He's going to have to go 10/10. There's the
Something
yellow.
wrong with Alexander Rossi in the 98. He's slow on the track.
We don't see any bottoming, excessive bottoming. You know, these sensors can go bad in these wheels.
Look at
now, look at Joe
Newgarden.
He's got the pressure on.
It's dropping. I can see it now. The back.
Will Power has led 60 laps of this race, and with 14 to go, he cops a blow, a punch to the ribs by having to pit from the lead.
That's more than a punch to the ribs. That's a punch to the groin right there.
And keep in mind, the last 4 races, something has happened that kept Will Power from getting a result. Contacts, mechanical issues. This time it's a puncture that takes him away from what seems to be a sure win. Now Will Power is going to be mired mid-pack.
I don't know why they put fuel in it. I guess they had time to top it off. Just makes the car heavier. Maybe only a second of fuel.
You guys heard the radio conversation, and that was indeed a yes from Helio Castroneves that he wants that wing change. You see it on both sides of the front wing, and a little bit longer on his stop than it was for Will Power. Simon Pagenaud going 1 lap longer than everybody else. He has done that all evening long. We'll see if that pays off for Pagenaud coming down pit road, who led here. Remember, we mentioned a moment ago, a couple of years ago, he had never driven on an oval. Here he is with a chance to win his first ever oval race. They've been very happy with the car on this run. A little bit of understeer he's been fighting all day long, but that clean track position certainly helps. He comes down pit road. He gets those 4 fresh Firestone tires, Sunoco fuel as well. Waiting on that fuel and quick on the stop. 7-1 for Simon Pagenaud. Could be a race-winning stop.
And he had about a 5-second lead over Will Power, who's on the front straightaway, about to go into turn 1. No need to really push it for Pagenaud, but Power's going for it.
It's going to close the gap here. It was 5 seconds, but he's got a couple lapped cars here.
He's okay. He's okay. He just needed to make sure he didn't make a mistake there. He had a nice gap, and he maintained it.
So again, after they have cycled through the green flag pit stops, it's Simon Pagenaud. He has about a 4-second lead over Will Power at Phoenix.
Especially with those
softer tires.
Yep,
Now,
yep.
Graham Rahal is the leader. He hasn't stopped yet. Now he comes onto the pit lane right here. So that'll cycle the lead back around to Will Power. By the way, Joseph Newgarden got a second pass-through penalty because he exceeded the speed limit when he came in for his penalty for exceeding the speed limit.
I got a feeling he'll be having a private interview with Mr. Penske.
There you go, Rick.
The goal here, according to the strategist Ricardo Knoll a moment ago, just make it nice and smooth. Get it in, get it out. One of the keys was staying out a little bit longer so they could have a little bit more clear track. That was their hope. We'll see what happens when he gets out and whether he has that clear traffic.
So the cycle of what should be the final pit stops is done, and Will Power has a 5-second lead on Helio Castroneves. Power, who's had so many difficulties so far this season, has it all going his way so far at the Brickyard. Sato with a big run here. Takuma Sato to the lead.
We still have 5 laps to go.
Chilton has lost third spot to Ed Jones.
Where they're having a problem and what they need to do is watch Dixon come into pit lane. Let's see if he does any wing changes, but possibly even some tire pressure changes to improve the car.
Here comes Dixon. Doc.
2012 winner of this race and 4-time series champion. Dixon has not complained one bit about the car. 4-sticker primary Blackwall tires, front wing adjustment though. Got to get it full of fuel. Running in front of him, Joseph Newgarden. Got to get it full of fuel. And a little bit of delay leaving cost him maybe a second. 8.5 seconds. They were through with the stop at about 7.6.
Tony Kanaan, Carlos Munoz also pitting on this lap. Oriol Servia pitted the lap before. He's going to get a pass-through penalty for a pit lane speeding violation. Newgarden and Marco, turn 3. Marco will slide ahead. So Graham Rahal cycles back into the lead with some more 3 stoppers. Final visits to pit lane still to come. Graham should be done for the race. He's still got 20 laps to go here in Detroit. Here the 2 team for Newgarden is laying out tires. Now that he's caught some of this traffic, bring him in. So Newgarden pits from the lead with 22 laps to go. That'll give the lead back to Graham Rahal as things cycle out. We're back to Detroit after this message and a word from your ABC station.
The second blue car. Kanaan is the third blue car running in fourth. Sato coming to the bottom side of Scott Dixon, and they turn. Dixon goes around. Sato goes around. Power's in front.
Well, you knew it was going to happen at some point. They were absolutely driving like maniacs.
Scott Dixon is going to be furious, as he should be.
Connor Daly also collected.
Sato hit you. I wonder if they'll call a red now and do a green-white checker, or they're just going to get this over with. And right now, Will Power's in front, and the guy who everybody was mad at was Tony Kanaan in second. Chilton, heavy damage.
Here they go.
Restart coming up, back up the hill, through the gears. It's Penske Ganassi, Penske Ganassi at the front, and a good run for Scott Dixon. The blue car pops to the outside, trying to go around the outside of Joseph Newgarden, side by side, coming into turn number 1. Newgarden won't give it up, but Dixon is going to grab the spot and takes the lead. I told you in the break, you give Dixon a sniff at the lead, and he's going to go for it like an assassin, and now he has taken the lead. Bad timings. He went down the inside of Rossi, and Rossi turned in on him, and that really cost him.
Marco Andretti up
ahead. He's coming back.
Marco's on old tires.
And Castro Neves goes around Andretti, and he's back in front. Hildebrand will move to second. They've been dealing with lap traffic, and Elio back to the front, looking to win for the first time in over 3 years, and he has no more stops to go.
Here he comes right now, so let's see where he comes out. He went 2 laps further than the guys that he was running against. Luckily, he didn't catch yellow.
And they wanted to stay out those 2 extra laps to get Simon back out in front, and the rest of the field, he's going to fill it up with Sunoco fuel. No changes for this last stint, but a little bit of long stuff to fill it all the way up, and he'll cycle back out. Kevin?
Joseph Newgarden is long gone. Alexander Rossi goes by. James Hinchcliffe goes by. Scott Dixon right there in the blue car going by, and Marco Andretti as well.
Well, that was an advantage for Pagenaud. He must have had much better in-lap than Rahal, because he beat Rahal out by a ton.
He's going to have a hard time holding off Ryan Hunter-Reay, who's on hot tires and on the button. Ryan Hunter-Reay charging down the back straightaway, has to be careful of those marbles. Pagenaud will defend fiercely here. Stop there. You saw the mechanic put the right hand in the air. Power comes to pit lane. Sato lost a wheel nut.
You remember in our interview earlier that John Boslog said they were saving some sticker red tires for Will Power. Well, that's the exact same scenario for Graham Rahal. He said he likes the reds better. Remember, we see Simon Pagenaud is also going to be here at the same time. Wow, that was a crossover between the two teams. No contact. Graham Rahal gets underway. We look to see what they're going for. Aha, another set of red stickered sidewall Firestones. That seems the way to go. If you can get to the end here and save yourself a set. Uh-oh, and a caution.
Ed Jones.
But everybody had gotten in among the contenders.
Except J.R. Hildebrand, it looks like.
Yeah, and he had just cycled up to 5th. He hasn't been a factor.
Is going to do a fuel only, no tires, just a splash and go. So there's going to be a quick one here. He doesn't need a lot of fuel.
Hit your mark.
Marco Andretti was hoping something might work his way there.
He's going to cycle out probably around 8th or 9th, maybe 10th. I mean, that was 7 seconds to take fuel only.
Could have put tires on it. The fuel guy had trouble getting it in, so you almost could have taken tires. So he's going to end up at the tail end of this line. But right now, Power still hanging on to that advantage, but it is closing ever so slightly every lap.
So Will Power back to the front after Andretti.
Is making pit stops already. Ryan Hunter-Reay just choosing the Firestone Blacks for this final stint. Jan?
And Scott Dixon is getting a full load of Sunoco, and he's going with stickered blacks. Kevin?
Leo Castroneves has an easy out, but it's a longer stop for Castroneves. I think they had to put it up on the jack again. The 98 of Rossi goes by Hunter-Reay, and then Castroneves as well. I got screened out.
That 4-stop strategy. We expect Pagenaud to come in.
Here we go. Look at this. I thought he'd run more laps, but he's got traffic in front of him, so he decided to bail out because he's going to get slowed down by the traffic.
Newgarden has not used any push to pass. He needs to burn that horsepower to get the win.
He might jump on it now.
I'm surprised.
Final stop coming up for Simon Pagenaud, Robin.
Okay, for the very first time all day, he's going to put on blacks, sticker blacks. He hadn't had them on all day. He hadn't changed the car one time. He said it's perfect. It's faster than it's ever been. Give me a good stop and I'm on my way.
All right, just where is Joseph Newgarden in comparison to Simon Pagenaud? He's not even in sight yet. There he is. This is going to be close.
Right at the pit exit, just like I said. There he is.
Simon Pagenaud will stay ahead of Joseph Newgarden.
Newgarden's got to make the move right here and don't run in the back of him.
Pagenaud's going to struggle on those cold black tires in these cooler afternoon conditions.
Teammate on teammate. Top 2 in the championship at the moment.
Told you. These guys are going to run each other hard. He's got to make a move in the carousel here. He's got hot red tires, 1 lap on him. He's got to get him lined up here and use that push to pass and get a run down this straightaway.
The key thing is Joseph Newgarden does not need to beat Simon Pagenaud, but he wants to win the race en route to winning the championship.
He doesn't need to, but his ego desperately wants the move. He's going to go high and cross under Pagenaud. Watch this.
He got him. No, he spun the tires. He spun the tires.
I cannot believe that Newgarden didn't use push to pass.
For the championship right now. You need those tires.
There's Cindric reminding him, don't risk it. I can't believe
Get a nice
Newgarden
run out of here. He's going to get a run out of here into the hairpin. Use that push to pass.
It's too late now.
It's too late, baby, now. I told you they were.